The Philadelphia Eagles are coming off what may have been the best win of the season. Definitely the best game for Jalen Hurts. But the question I now ask is, how real is this team? Could we make a playoff run? Let's talk about it. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly Philly the podcast. So today I want to quickly talk about this win that the Eagles just had. No, I'm a little bit late, and I want to talk about going forward. Do I think that this team can actually make a nice little run towards the playoffs and maybe even sneak in, maybe win a game? Who knows? We'll talk about it. Before we get into that, please do hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you are new, we are on the road to 3K. We would love for you guys to join that ride. Now, let's get it, man. So the Eagles obviously went out there and dominated the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, coming off their biggest win against the Cowboys, just looked lost against our team. Now, there was a lot of injuries that they were facing on the offensive line, with some key injuries. But look, the Eagles came out, they played their game. Defense played very well towards the end of the game. The beginning, a little bit shaky, right? A little bit shaky, but towards the end, they really picked it up. Davion Taylor is the man. Davion Taylor is everything I was thinking he would be. TJ Edwards continues to impress me. The defensive line didn't do amazing, but they did a good enough job. Again, the cornerbacks did their job. Darius Slay obviously having a huge fumble recovery and return for a touchdown. But this offense, I think this offense is what we have to all key in on. This offense has been able to and we all knew, I should say, that they were a good running team. They were set up to be a good running team, but they were able to basically reshift the focus of this whole team after week 7. After that Lions game, I really feel like the Eagles offense kind of figured out who they were. Is it a little upsetting that it took this long? Definitely, of course. But I feel like they are at least now in a position that Nick Sirianni understands who to utilize, who his key players are. You know, look, Devontae Smith has gotten better and better every game. And I've said this from jump, adding that running game helps Devontae Smith too, because Devontae Smith was getting double teamed. Devontae Smith was, there was really no other option outside of him. Maybe we threw it to Dallas Goedert, but barely, or maybe we threw it to a Jalen. But earlier on in the season, it was just continuously looking at Devontae Smith and then throwing it to Devontae Smith. So there was no, change up. Now you can tell the running game is kind of their change up and Devontae Smith is kind of their fastball. So I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I hope that this continues. But do I think that we can make a run? Yeah, I definitely do. I think that if we're able to win this game against the Saints, which I'm going to be having Aaron Summers on a little bit later today to talk about this game and kind of preview it. But if we're able to win this game against the Saints, excuse me, I think that this bodes very well. This is probably the hardest game outside of the Dallas Cowboys game. Not really sure what the Dallas Cowboys game is going to look like, but this is probably the hardest game outside of that game for the rest of our year. Look, we go against the division rivals and Giants and Washington, and right now the Saints look like the one hurdle we have to jump. And I've also said this before about this defense. This defense takes care of the quarterbacks that it should take care of, right? And that's how I felt. Look, Teddy Bridgewater has been good this year. So if he would have done well against us, I probably wouldn't have been that surprised, but we held him in check. And we're going against probably Trevor Siemian. Maybe they throw in Taysom Hill a little bit too, but I don't think Jameis Winston's going to be back. So you look at, and even if Jameis Winston was back, I know Jameis Winston kind of cut us up when he was with Tampa, but I think that we should be able to hold whoever their quarterback is. They don't have Drew Brees, right? We saw what we did to Taysom Hill last year. So I really, truly believe that this is a game that we can win. We can go out there and assert a little bit of a dominance. I really do feel like that. I don't think that the Saints defense is an all-world type defense. I don't think that their offense really is a great offense. I know last week that Alvin Kamara didn't suit up. If they don't have Alvin Kamara, it's going to be a very interesting game. I believe he leads them in rushing yards. I believe he leads them in receptions, and I believe he still leads them in touchdowns right now. So he is their offense. He is their glue. So I don't think, especially if they don't have Alvin Kamara, they're going to be able to beat us. This is a game that the Eagles have to win. The Eagles have to go out there and assert some dominance. We are now in the situation that the Denver Broncos were in last week. The Denver Broncos went from beating the Cowboys, right? And then they go against the Eagles, who it's a must win because you have to continue that trend, right? The Saints are coming off of 2 straight losses. They're going to be looking for a win. The Eagles now are in a position to get back to 500 before the bye week. That would be huge. That would be huge. If we're at 500 going into the bye week, take a week off, get some people healthy, kind of get this team back in sorts. I think we can make a definite big run, and I'm really looking forward to it. Do I think we can win a playoff game? Guess it really depends on who we play, right? It depends on who we play. But I think any given Sunday, and honestly, I've said this before, I don't care about our pick being a top 5 pick. I'm not one of those people to ever say that I want us to lose for a draft pick. I don't want to tank. I'm not one of those guys. I hope that the Dolphins tank. I would love for the Dolphins to tank for us for absolutely no reason. But I'm not looking at our pick and saying we have to stay in the top 10. Look, go out there, win some games, get some experience for these young players. Look, if we can say that we got Jalen Hurts a playoff game under his belt and be able to analyze him in a playoff game when all the lights are on, if we can get Devontae Smith into a playoff game, if we can get some of these offensive linemen into a playoff game and see who kind of steps up, defensive linemen, Milton Williams has been kind of quiet, but he has athleticism, he has explosiveness. It would be nice to see that in the playoffs, and the list goes on. It would be nice to see what these guys can do in the playoffs. It would be nice to see what the coaching staff can do in the playoffs. So I will never, ever say that we should be tanking. And this is no difference, that we should not be looking at losing any of these games. Go out there, win some games, and try your hardest to make the playoffs. It would be nice to get that experience. But I do think that we are set in a position that the Eagles hold their own faith. And I said that the Eagles can go 7-4 in the last 11. I'm close, right? I'm close. Who knows? If we win 6 more games, I'm right. Hey, so hopefully I'm right. But you guys let me know what you think, man. This was a beautiful win. I'm very excited, and I'm very excited for the future of this team, man. I think Jalen Hurts can be a guy for this team. I don't know if he's ever going to be a Tom Brady or if he's ever going to be a Lamar Jackson, but he doesn't really necessarily need to be. If this franchise and this front office is willing to work around him, then he can be a good enough player for this team, and he can grow with this team. And in a couple years, who knows? We might be looking at a top, guy. He's still only 23. Maybe by 25, 26, we're looking at somebody that's fully developed and got 10 years of great football ahead of him. So maybe this is all for the best. I'm excited. I'm happy. I want to keep winning. This is how I'm feeling. Fly, Eagles, fly. You guys let me know what you're thinking, though. Let me know what you're thinking about this season. Do you think that the Eagles have a realistic opportunity to make these playoffs? And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Do you think if they make the playoffs, they would be able to win a game? Do you think they would be one of those spoiler teams that come in out of nowhere and win a game? Look, we've seen the New York Giants be a trash team and then win like 10 games in a row and make the Super Bowl, right? We've seen that. So who knows? Any given Sunday, I'm hoping. I'm keeping hope alive. You guys let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe. Other than that, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it's going to be. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying when you on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man Saul Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do 'em in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.